Welcome everyone to a brand new Pokemon Go episode. Today we're going to be checking out the brand new update that came to Pokemon Go over the weekend, letting you guys know exactly everything that's changed. And if you haven't updated your app, maybe you want to hold off on doing so because some of the changes aren't the best in the world. We're going to be going over loads of Pokemon moves that have changed, how nests have changed, and as I said, all of these new features right here in this video. Now I haven't updated my app yet, so I'm going to be doing it live on camera right now, and after we've done it, we'll be going out, doing some gym battles, finding some Pokemon, and as always, having a load of fun. So if you're new around here, make sure you're subscribing. If you're excited for a brand new episode, give it a thumbs up. And without further ado, guys, it's time to update my phone, check out what's changed, and play some Pokemon Go. So guys, it is time. I have not yet updated my Pokemon Go app. I'm going to do it right here, let you know everything that's changed. And the reason I'm quite tense and nervous is because I've just been linked an article where some people have had their rank reset after this update. If that happens to me, I will cry live on camera. So I beg it does not happen, but it's time to update, jump into the new version, and talk about everything that's changed. Okay guys, here goes nothing. Let's jump into a new version of the app, and oh my gosh, if my rank has been reset. I mean, it's only happened to like a handful of people, but if it's gonna happen to anyone, okay, we're good. Okay, fantastic, my friends, fantastic. Let's talk about everything that's changed. Now, one thing that's worth noting is that you can see I'm ranked 24 right now. We went into London this weekend. Both my family and Claire's family met each other for the first time. We also recorded an awesome Pokemon Go episode in London where I went from rank 23 to rank 24. So I'm not going to show you guys anything in today's episode that could spoil what happened in the London episode. That'll be out tomorrow, but I wanted to focus on this update today because it's such a big change. So the good news is that I haven't been reset, by the way. That's fantastic. But if we click on our trainer now, we now have the option to go to customization. And the reason I'm excited for this is because if we go over to Jump, obviously got a cool red one right now, but I ain't Team Valor. I ain't Team Red, you know what I mean? I am obviously Team Blue, baby. Team Mystic. So I can now wear a jumper that represents the team I'm in, which is awesome, which wasn't available when the app first came out. Now let's see. Is there any blue legging? Okay. There's still only orange and red legging options. You know what? I have a little bit of Team Valor in me, alright? I'm going to support you guys a little bit. I was going to have a little bit of Team Instinct in me as well. But those blue shoes, they're too cool. I have a little bit of Team Instinct for my backpack. Because to be honest with you, the backpack looks really cool. And there we go. We finished off our customization. We've updated it a little bit. We've got a little bit of red on our leggings. Blue shoes, blue jumper, yellow backpack, yellow hat. Our character is looking awesome. It also tells you, as you can see there, how much total XP you've received. So about 600,000, over 500,000. That's a lot of experience points. And if you also scroll down to the badges here, I think this is quite cool. We can see little icons that have been updated for a lot of them. So, for example, the egg one looks fantastic. Hatched 117 eggs out of 500. Not the biggest update in the world, but it's quite cute. And it makes the badges look a little bit cooler. If you click on your Pokemon, you can see that the font they've used for the naming and the numbers is a little bit different. It's a little bit bolder. A very small change, but you may notice it once you update the app. But from this point onwards, things get a little bit interesting, and some of the changes people aren't too happy about, unfortunately. So, obviously, transferring Pokemon, if I clicked on this Caterpie, for example, normally I'd scroll all the way down to the bottom, I would find the transfer button, click it, and then get rid of it. A lot of people wanted an option to transfer multiple Pokemon at once, because how many times have you gone through and got rid of Pidgeys, got rid of, like, Drowsies, because you just don't want them. I had to do it one by one, it takes ages. And now I've actually added in an extra button, so it's one further click to transfer a Pokemon, so you'd have to click on the Caterpie, click down in the bottom right, then click transfer, and then get rid of it. So I'm not quite sure why it takes another button. I'm still hoping for a multiple like group transfer system, so hopefully that'll come out in the future instead. Now I mentioned this feature when I was out in London last time, and maybe a lot of you guys used the feature, maybe you didn't, but there's a power saving feature or battery saving feature where if you lowered the phone downwards or literally just tilted the phone, basically the screen would go black, but the game would still be active. So it was great if you're out and about on a walk, you could have your phone by your side, the screen would go black and you were still playing the game. So you're obviously saving a lot of battery through the screen brightness being off. So if we now go to settings, there's no option for the battery saving mode. I don't know why they've removed it. It was a fantastic feature, and as I said, saved a lot of battery. Maybe they've updated the app so that it's saving a lot of battery anyway, and they decided just to remove it. I'm not sure. I'm hoping they bring it back because it's a really cool feature. Now guys, the biggest change and a lot of controversy is if we go to our nearby list, I'm sure you guys have seen it, there's no footsteps there at all. No 3-step, 2-step, 1-step, nothing. Now, this is scary. Why have they gone and made this feature feature even worse. But the reason, so let me explain a little bit more about the footstep system. Basically, when the game first came out, there was no footsteps, which meant the Pokemon was on top of you and it was going to spawn. There was one footstep, which meant it was very close. Two was like a little bit further away, and three meant it was very far, but it was on your nearby list. Now, when the server started to get really stressed out as they were launching the app around the world, they were like, okay, we're going to change it so just everything says 3-step. For whatever reason, it obviously made the game run smoother, so they purposefully changed it so everything had 3-step. Now they just removed it so it says nothing at all, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, they've only done this to make it less confusing, and they're going to reintroduce the 1, 2, and 3-step system as soon as possible and as soon as they can do so. Now, for those guys that don't know, if you go on a lot of the posts from the guys at Pokemon Go, a lot of people are talking about the fact that the app isn't out in Brazil, it isn't out, I don't believe, in Argentina, so there's lots of big countries and places in the world where the app still isn't out yet, so I think their priorities right now lie in launching this app everywhere and then starting to fix all of these bugs and all of these issues that aren't working. It's super frustrating, I know. I want this system to work, and we're going to try and find some Pokemon today using this nearby list with no footsteps at all. There's still a ranking system, so the top left Pokemon, so this Pidgey, is the closest Pokemon, and it will go along row by row, but I can't even click any of the Pokemon anymore to like select them specifically, which is something you used to be able to do. So the nearby system has definitely gotten worse, but fingers crossed it's just a temporary fix where they make it better. So I am going to pop an incense now and wait for a Pokemon to spawn on me. Generally, when you first call in an incense, a Pokemon should spawn very quickly. There we go, got some of a Pidgey. Nice, nice, nice. Now they've changed the way that spin balls, or curve balls as they're called, which is a ball that will be thrown with a slight curve. As you can see here, I'm spinning the ball with my finger. They've changed how that works. Okay, we've got a curve ball in there. Let's see if it's going to capture it and see how much XP it's going to give us. I think the Pokeball's been updated a little bit. The Pokeball looks a little bit smoother, so that's quite nice. So we don't even get any experience bonus for getting a curveball. So I think they've literally removed any bonuses you get for curveballs. So that's no longer a thing, which is why I didn't update my app, by the way. I knew that if I updated my app, I would lose out on that slight XP bonus from curveballs and such. So that's why I've been staying on the old system. I've literally only updated my app today to make a video on it. So if you haven't updated yet, stay on the old version for as long as possible. Get all those little bit of bonus XPs from all your throws and captures when you're finding wild Pokemon, because in the new update, you don't get them. So one big thing I talked about in my last video for finding rare Pokemon was also with Pokemon nests. So nests are essentially places where you'll find a high density of Pokemon that are generally quite rare in one place. And for the last month or so, the app's been out for about a month now, those nests haven't changed and have contained the same Pokemon. Now, on screen here, I'm going to put a list of changes that people believe that have happened for these nests, for where the Pokemon have gone from, say, having a Magmar in them to having an Electabuzz in them, or having a Charmander in them to now having Bulbasaurs in them. So the nests that you may know and love, a lot of them have changed, some of them have stayed the same. But for example, in my last episode, I went to find a Magmar at 2 a.m. The next day, my brother drove down there and there were Electabuzzes. So if I hadn't gone there at 2 a.m., which I almost didn't do, I wouldn't have gotten those crazy Magmars and taken on that crazy gym. So I am very glad I did that. And it's worth noting that I think nests are probably going to change about on a monthly basis or so and just cycle, so that the places aren't always the same forever and ever. It means the Pokemon will start switching up. So very interesting stuff indeed. And if you know any nests near you you've been to before, go back to them and see if they've changed. Now, in terms of finding Pokemon, there are a lot of sites out there which use real-time data where you can click on a map and see where Pokemon were. They've all been shut down, and Niantic, the guys that have developed this app, have told them they can't be used. Luckily, our website I linked to in the last episode, PokeFind, is still working and still available because it's just literally sourced by you guys, the fans, the people playing the game. And if you find any nests that have been updated, make sure you're putting them over on PokeFind. Since last video, literally like millions of you guys have been on the website inputting your data. So at the moment, it's the best place to go to find Pokemon that are near you. And of course, it has the CP calculator for evolutions as well. So our site's still up, still a great place to go. And if you're looking for new Pokemon, definitely head over there. And then finally, guys, one of the biggest parts of these updates has actually been the move changes in terms of damage for a lot of the moves within the game, which has affected a lot of specific Pokemon and changed a lot of moves that weren't quite so great to make them better. So what I'm going to do now is have all of these move changes scrolling next to me. One thing to note is what DPS stands for. DPS stands for damage per second. So every move in Pokemon has a speed at which they can attack, and of course every move has their own damage rate. So if you can attack quickly with high damage, you'll have a high DPS. So a big DPS is better than a low DPS. So a lot of these changes that you'll see will be for moves like Solar Beam, Blizzard, Hyper Beam, moves that are high damage moves in the normal Pokemon game that weren't quite as high in the app. They've now been updated to be a lot stronger and a lot more effective. However, a lot of moves that were fantastic for Pokemon like Vaporeon, Alakazam, and Snorlax have been nerfed a lot. Water Gun, one of Vaporeon's main moves, has been nerfed a lot. Vaporeon was one of the strongest Pokemon in the game. Snorlax has had both Lick and Body Slam nerfed, so it's no longer as strong. And Alakazam's Psycho Cut, one of the strongest moves in the game, has been severely reduced. I mentioned in my top 10 rarest Pokemon that Alakazam is a very strong Pokemon, and the fact that his move has been cut in DPS power means it's not quite as strong. So a lot of updates there for you guys, but now you should know absolutely everything that has happened and changed with Pokemon Go. What I'm going to be doing today, as I said, I don't want to ruin all the stuff I got up to in the London episode, so I'm not going to be showing you guys my highest CP Pokemon, but we're still going to be going out and trying to hunt down Pokemon with no footsteps, and also take on gyms with the Pokemon that have had a lot of move changes. So I'm going to be using Pokemon that have got really high powered moves through like Flamethrower and Blizzard, but then also the Pokemon like Snorlax and Vaporeon have had their moves nerfed. So guys, without further ado, post-update Pokemon Go, let's head out, take on some gyms, find some Pokemon, and let's do this. So with all the excitement, with all of the updates, I didn't even have a chance to mention my awesome Team Mystic t-shirt that Claire got me. I absolutely love it. Unfortunately, because we spent so much time talking about the updates, we have already 10 minutes into the video, but we're still going to be heading out today, and I've got a plan. I've got my best ever Eevee. My best ever one of you, baby. Well, you're the best one, but this is the second best one at the moment. And I'm going to evolve it into a Vaporeon, fingers crossed it works this time, and try and take on some gyms, and just see how Vaporeon performs against gyms with its slight decrease in damage on its moveset. Obviously, I've always got eggs to hatch, there's always new Pokemon around, so let's head out and have some fun today with a new update. So guys, it's our first ever Pokemon capture since the update, and there's something I want to point out is if you have AR mode off, notice how the background looks a little bit different. I believe the positioning of the Pokemon has been changed slightly, so if you're against like a Weedle or a Caterpie, they'll be really low on the ground, really close to you. This Eevee, for example, is in about a midway position, and a Zubat or flying Pokemon will be really high in the air, so the background will match a little bit more their positioning of the Pokemon. Now, one thing that I thought they'd maybe change is the fact that after the third roll, it's guaranteed to say capture. I thought maybe they'll change it so that after the third roll, there's a possibility it's going to pop out. That's why if you ever look at my videos and see me like getting all happy after the third roll before it flashes, is because it's guaranteed to capture after that point. I've never seen a Pokemon come out, but a bonus Eevee for us there, ready to actually evolve our best one into a Vaporeon. So see what I mean here about the perspectives and how the Weedle's like on the floor. You can only see the floor, you can't see any of the forest or any of the sky. So guys, I have found the perfect gym for us to take on today. It has over a 2,000 Dragonite in there, a 1,700 Arcanine. So it's time to evolve my Eevee into this Vaporeon. As you can see, this is a 680 Eevee that is literally been caught. I haven't done anything to it. I actually caught that while Claire and I's parents were meeting for the first time. My mum's still addicted to the game. I'll have to update you guys on how she's doing, because she's doing very well. There we go, and I pray to the gods that this time it is going to work. I've renamed all the other Pokemon, so no one else is named Rainer anymore. It's the first time we've done this evolution, like glitch or little like, I don't know, Easter egg, since I've done my video. What? What is this? What is this? Guys, look! Vaporeon, Sup, FML, Thunder, Rainer, what happened? Why has this happened to me again? I actually can't believe that's happened, but you know what? It's fine. What we'll do is we'll just take on this Vaporeon instead and take on this gym and see how it does with its Water Gun and Water Pulse moveset. I can't believe that's happened again. I've done nothing wrong. I swear I've done nothing wrong. Alright guys, we're here at the gym. As I said, a 1,700 Arcanine, a 2,000 Dragonite, and I'm going to take it on with the squad you can see here. So 2 Vaporeons, the second one's terrible I know, but our new Flareon, and then followed up by Jolteon. I just tweeted out about the fact that, again, it didn't work, the Rainer glitch, and I think maybe you can only use it once per person. I don't know, the game hates me. I just wanted a really strong Vaporeon. Honestly, if it could have gone wrong with any of them, I'm so glad it turned into a Flareon. It actually outmatches my previous Vaporeon, so whatever guys, let's try this out and see how we can get on. It's going to be a tough gym battle, to be honest with you guys. I'm severely outmatched. At least I'll be super effective against the Arcanine to kick it off. He's huge! What? Has he always been that big? What on earth? Alright, so this is Water Gun, a move that I believe used to be 10 power and is now only 6 power, so a 40% reduction in how strong it is. This is Water Gun, which seems to take freaking ages to attack with. This is Water Pulse, which is really effective. As you can see, does a lot of damage. I need to be careful though, because this Arcanine is strong, so I'm just going to leave alone Water Pulse for the moment. Just hit it with the the consistent water gun, alright? Maybe not the strongest, but consistent. Okay, Arcanine is down. Now I'm going to take on a 2000 Dragonite. Go forth, Vaporeon. You can do this. It's only a Dragonite. It's nothing compared to you. Nothing. It's actually the first ever Dragonite I've ever seen or taken on in Pokemon Go. I've never seen one in the wild. I've never evolved one. I've never found one in a gym. So this guy is impressive, and he's taking me down. He's taking me down. All right, 700. 700 Vaporeon. Has this guy got any? Actually, you know what? I mean, he still proves it's a 768 Vaporeon against a 2000 Dragonite. Just how strong that Vaporeon can be. So its moveset is still really, really strong, to be honest with you guys. Getting it down now to under half health. It's gone. Okay, okay. This is where he redeems himself. Right, Flareon, coming hot, coming strong. You're now better than my previous Vaporeon. If you don't win this battle, we're going to have some words after, alright? Hit them with, I think this is Flamethrower. Yo, that is a cool animation. I think he's got this. You know what? I'm not even mad. Flareon is the coolest of all the Eevee evolutions in terms of its massive tail. We have now won a gym battle and gotten it down. Yo, that's a cool new animation. Gotten it down super, super low. And now we should bring them back from the dead with the beautiful revives. You can actually get max revives. I believe you get the max revives at about 30 or 40. I know you get max potions, and the final thing you get is max revives. Obviously, the XP that you need to get to those levels is unreal, to be honest with you guys. But now our squad is healed up. We need to take it on, I think, twice more, and then it'll be knocked down, and we can make it ours. You guys playing Pokemon as well?
Yeah, I'm not playing at the moment, but
I'm literally taking on the gym that's just here. Do you want to grab a picture?
oh, cool. Yeah, thanks.
So those guys are super nice. They just walk by and saw me taking on the gym and recognise me from my videos. But it's redemption time. I'm going to be taking on the final battle needed to knock this down with Vaporeon versus Dragonite. So the question is, can I've got to get into a professional gym battle stance here. I don't think I can do this. I really don't think I can do this. I'm just going to spam Water Gun for as long as I can. Now, remember, imagine I'm doing 40% more damage. So imagine his damage bar is going down 40% as quick, which is almost doubly as quick. So if it was a Vaporeon versus a Dragonite right now, I think I would be outmatching him. So, like, you can see how much the nerf, or basically a decrease in damage, has affected Vaporeon, or just how strong it was before. The reason I'm not using Water Gun at the moment is because I think the DPS, which is what I talk about, the damage per second, is still stronger on Water Gun than it is on its Water Pulse move. I'll give it one go here and see how much damage it does. It does a good amount of damage, but oh man, you know what I have to say about that is that if the freaking Eevee evolution, yo, it's my Pokemon now, okay, come on Flareon, bring it home, bring it home. If this Eevee had turned into the right Vaporeon, it would have been, I think, 1,800, 1,900, and I think he would have been able to take on the Dragonite all by himself. But he can't go back in time now. I think from this point onwards, I'm going to have to get really lucky with my evolutions, and that 680 Eevee, I was so excited to turn it into a Vaporeon, but it's all good. It's been knocked down to 0, XP for me. I'm now going to pop in, and in goes the fake Reina. As you can see, I'm level 24, it's owned by the real Allier. So the Eevee evolution that wasn't meant to be, at least is locking down the gym. So we continue today with another foresty woodland adventure, trying to find Pokemon, and I think any place I go to once or twice in a video just turns into a Pokemon hotspot. Everyone's like, I came here because I worked out where it was in your video, and I'm like, that's cool as long as you're finding Pokemon. We're kicking off with an egg hatch, my friends. The first of the day. I think it is a 5k. It is a 5k, I can promise you that. Give me a growl, it's gone. Okay, yo! Okay, unreal. Did not think that was going to happen. It's actually a new Pokemon, and that is the one Pokemon that I had seen but not caught on my Pokedex, which I missed out on in Iceland when I was on the bus because we were going too quick with an incense on. And since I mentioned I didn't have this guy, some of you tweeted me like 50 of them if you're out in Australia or somewhere. And it's always funny seeing someone that has loads of a type of Pokemon that I have never ever seen. That's cool. So look at that. Registered 100 Pokemon in the Pokedex with the brand new medal icon, which looks absolutely awesome. So I know it's a small update, but honestly I quite like the medal icons. I think they're really cool. And that now makes it 100 seen, 100 caught. You can't really get a more rounded number than that, which means we're about just over 2/3 of the way completed, because remember, not all 151 are available right now, so we're doing well. So I've just run into a gym which I've knocked down to its final Pokemon, which is a Vaporeon. It's going to do a Vaporeon my one versus the gym's Vaporeon. I bumped into these guys. What team you guys all on? Hey, they're all on Team Blue. They're all smashing Pokemon Go. Who's the highest level out of all of you? What level are you? 16. 16? Nice, nice, nice. You ran into a Lapras yesterday. A wild Lapras. Did you get it?
and I run away.
Oh, how annoying is that? I want to give a shout out to all of these guys, Team Mystic, representing playing Pokemon Go. Alright, so I thought to really test out how much this Vaporeon's changed, I'm going to take my one and put it against one that's in this gym right now. Now, this one's a higher CP than mine. Mine's only 1,600. So it's also going to be a test just to see how good the actual computer can control a Vaporeon in a gym against a human control player like me. It's probably just spamming the screen, to be honest with you guys. So I'm at a disadvantage here, unfortunately, but I reckon, I don't know, it could go either way. I've got a Jolteon lined up next, just in case things do go terribly, and obviously I can come in with the electric attacks and take this thing down nice and easily. I'm gonna hit it with a few water pulses, but honestly, as I keep on saying, I just don't think it's as effective. Just spamming that water gun, the DPS is so much higher, it'll do more damage. And I think, well, currently judging by how well it's going, that I am definitely going to take this down, regardless of the fact that the CP is a little bit higher. I generally think that the gym Pokemon should be a little bit stronger, a little bit harder to take down, because generally, what is it, 6 Pokemon against normally gym only is like maybe 1, 2, 3, or 4. So actually, having said that, things aren't going too well. I need to make sure I'm avoiding all of his moves, especially his stronger ones. This is going to come down literally to the wire, not quite as close as the final gym fight. If you guys remember when I went to get the Magmar, that literally came down. Oh, we just lost. It's all good. We've got Jolteon in here. This guy, despite the fact he's a complete failure and didn't evolve into the Pokemon I wanted him to, he'll come in and finish the job for us. So a very, very close fight there. Vaporeon versus Vaporeon. I'm going to leave... Oh, no. Okay, we actually took the whole gym down completely. I'm going to throw in one of my Pokemon here and let the guys that are here as well throw in theirs so we can get this up to a strong Team Mystic Gym, baby. So the reason I've come to this location today is talk a little bit more about what I talked about earlier on in the video, which is the cycling or the changing of the Pokemon within nests. So I mentioned that the Magmar nest I went to has cycled to an Electabuzz nest, and that lines up with what I said earlier on in the video when I showed you guys all of the changing Pokemon and what they're cycled to. Now, one of the Charmander spawns, which is actually in Holland Park in London, it was a very well-known Charmander spawner, has cycled over to a Bulbasaur. That is also what everyone seems to be seeing at the moment. And the spot we're in right now, which used to spawn Electabuzzes, has cycled over to Jinx, and I can back that up as well. As you can see here, I mean, there aren't loads of them, but it's just filled with all the rubbish Pokemon blocking the way of everything else that's around here. But the Jinx at the moment is actually the closest thing nearby. It's not quite on me, but it definitely looks like Electabuzz spawners cycle over to Jinx spawners, which is interesting. I literally have no idea how this makes sense. There's a Magmar on my screen, but absolutely nothing on my nearby list, and it definitely has not come from this lure. So game, what are you doing? Like, please fix the nearby list, I beg. As much as I love this Team Mystic t-shirt, wearing just a t-shirt on a day where it's pouring with rain was not the best idea. It's all good, because just about to leave this place, a Nidorina's appeared, which for me is candies I need.
What's up, man? Sorry to interrupt.
That's all good, that's all good.
There's a Nidorino over there.
Literally trying to capture that right now. If this doesn't get caught, I'm gonna be mad. 1, 2, hit me with it. 3, okay, there we go. He knew it was his time to get caught. We're 25 candies, it's not as much as we need. We need a lot more. As I said, I want to do all the evolutions in full, so we need 125 of these to get Nidoqueen. Also, look how hilariously these 2 Jinx spawned to me just as I was leaving. So I've literally stopped by this gym here just to give a shout out to Team Mystic, because take a look at this. So it's a level 4 Team Mystic gym. The Hypno's cool. We've got a Rhydon, a Pokemon I still don't have, but really want to get in here. We have got a Nidoking, another Pokemon I really want to get but haven't gotten, and then finally a Slowbro. I just love the fact there was a Nidoking and a Rhydon in this gym, so shout out to Team Mystic, you guys are smashing it. So we are back home now, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed finding out a little bit more about the updates. Let me know what you think about all the changes down below in the comment section. Considering we spent most of the time today just talking about the updates and didn't spend too much time outside, we've got an awesome new hatch from an egg. We took on some gyms. I can't believe that Eevee failed, but the Flareon is still an awesome CP. And if you guys want to see the awesome London adventure that'll be out tomorrow, it's crazy, filled with new Pokemon. You'll love it. I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching.